What's going on, guys? My name is Seapeekay, host of all things MCC, and it's that time where we go through all of the teams that are going to be announced for MCC All-Stars, which is in November 13th. So 2 weeks from today, we're going to go through all the teams that have been announced and my predictions for the event. We're also going to briefly hear from the other members of all things MCC, Owen's Juice and Anna Magician, about what teams they're rooting for as well. That's going to be at the end of the video. Again, I feel the need to say this now. From the ridiculous backlash from the last predictions, guys, these are just my predictions. They can very easily be wrong, as was proven in the last event when I was horribly wrong about Wilbur's team. So take everything with a pinch of salt, guys. I'm not saying I'm always going to be correct. The predictions are just for fun. You guys can make your own predictions as well. And without further ado, let's look into all the teams for MCC All-Stars. Coming out first, we had the Red Rabbits. Now, this obviously is a powerful team. It's worth mentioning now that this event is non-canon. And what that means is that the winner does not get a new coin and the winner does not get an extra win added onto their tally. So no 5-time winners in this event. What that also means is that we can have a lot of fun with the teams because they don't necessarily need to be quite as balanced as they would be in a canon event. The Red Rabbits consists of Sapnap, Bad Boy Halo, Dream, and George Not Found, also known as Dream Team plus Friend. This is a wildly powerful team. No matter who they had as their fourth player, it would have been a wildly powerful team. Dream and Sapnap are literally two of the standout S tiers in this whole event. Every single event they're in, basically. George also does consistently well, with Bad doing pretty well in his last event as well, actually securing the dub with myself and Dream. Whilst this team is incredibly powerful, I do think they have some cruxes. I think things like Build Mart are still going to be a struggle for them. It's consistently not been a great game for this team. But we are going to see them absolutely dominate in things like PvP games. And this is an unbelievably good to get to the other side team as well. And I'm very, very excited to see what they can do. I love when there's a really strong team in an event. It doesn't dishearten me. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. I love taking on the strongest teams that I can because I find it very fun personally. So I'm super excited to go up against this team. And I can't wait to see what they do in MCC All-Stars. I am expecting a large W from this team. I'll be honest. The next team announced were the Orange Ocelots, containing Wisp, Solidarity Gaming, Smallish Beans, and Fwip. Now, statistically, this is one of the weaker teams of the All-Stars, but I think it's a team that's actually going to have fantastic chemistry. If you look into the background of what these guys do on YouTube and in their free time, Solidarity, Smallish Beans, and Fwip are all on the Empire server. They were also all on X-Life together. They've had a lot of time playing games with each other, and their chemistry should be incredible. Wisp is very easy to slot into any team and has a great attitude, and I can see this team having really good communication and being a really fun watch. I think this is going to be a team that surprised people in PvP games. I think they're very PvP competent, and I think people will overlook that and expect them only to do well in games like Build Mart, but I'm expecting to see strong performances in Build Mart and games like Grid Runners. And they'll probably come middle of the table in some of the PvP games as well, especially depending on what they do with the airdrop crates in survival games. I'm kind of hoping I don't know what's going to happen with that. It's an interesting time for survival games. The third team to be announced, and debatably my favorite team, was the Yellow Yaks. You may recognize this team as the team that won MCC 5, made up of Quig, Shovel, myself, and S Major. I do genuinely think we have a shot at winning this. I think we're a strong team. We won MCC 5, and I genuinely believe we've all gotten better since then. So I'm really looking forward to playing with these guys again. I haven't teamed with these guys for a really long time, and I'm super looking forward to getting back to it. I think we're a good all-round team. I think we're going to have Quig lead in PvP games. We're going to have Scott lead in team games, and I'm just going to be told what to do and go and do it, and I really can't wait. This team's going to be an absolute blast, and whether we win or not, it's going to be an incredibly fun time. So highly recommend you watch our POV because it's going to be fun. All right? It's going to be fun. Next up was Lime, made up of Illumina, SB737, Sylvie, and Finster. Another team that I do think, if I was to guess, that people might sleep on a little bit. However, SB is the boy. He is a fellow grinder and was one of the reasons that we were able to break Ace Race on the practice server many, many months ago. Sylvie's really come into her own in the last few events, doing really, really well, and Finn proved that without acrylic nails, Finn can really pop off. This is a team where I don't think the statistics do them justice, and I genuinely believe this team can easily come in the top half if they get a good game order and play their best. Obviously, only time will tell, but I think Lime is going to be a team to watch in MCC All-Stars. And the final team that was announced on day 1 of the team announcements, because they do 5 teams, then 5 teams the next day, were the Green Guardians. Made up of Cubfan, Pizza Hut, Rye Guy Rocky, and Grian. We see the return of the Pete and Grian combo, and I think this is going to be a very strong team. Ryguy sadly just had to miss MCC 18, but already had a win from a previous MCC anyway, so finds himself back in the lineup for MCC All-Stars to double down since he sadly had to miss the last event. This is going to be a great team with super good communication. I'm expecting Pete and Grian to sort of split leadership here. When I was on a team with Pete, he really kept everyone level-headed, and that's a massive, massive thing in MCC, is keeping your head. Your mental game has to stay strong, and I don't see this team getting frustrated. I think they're going to do really well, and I'm looking forward to watching this POV after the event, because obviously, count much of I'm in it. But it's going to be a fun one. Now, this team I'm super excited for, and it hasn't even been announced to the public yet, so I'm so excited to see this. Cyan is Puns, JoJo Solos, Blushy, and Captain Puffy. That's right. 2 of the MCC Rising winners are in this event. Now, I don't know how this decision was made. I don't talk to Scott about the process behind this. All I can assume is that a few of the players who had won previously were not available on the date of All-Stars, and he went to MCC Rising as the backup, and this is sick. This is super sick. Very, very excited to see JoJo and Blushy. Their average was kind of hard to come to because I had to work out who I wanted to have them represent them. I couldn't just straight give them the scores they already got. I think JoJo's got 2,900 coins, and Blushy was also very high up. I think they were both in the top 10 or very close to. And if I was just to give them an average of someone like that, JoJo's scores leveled out at an average of Dream. And I think that it's probably fair to say that MCC Rising had a wider skill range, I would say, than regular MCC does. So I do think this will be a different ball game for them. However, I also think that these two are unreal at Minecraft. Both of them are unbelievable at PvP. Blushy is the person who did the 6 or 7 block extension in to get to the other side. I think this team is insane. And to team them with veteran Puffy and, of course, recent S-tier competitor Puns, this team is correct. Absolutely crazy. This could be a team that I really do think can win the event, and I'm super looking forward to seeing them compete. Now, this team I think is going to be a fan favorite. We got the Aqua Ocelots. It's a team of Krinios, Bitzel, Erit, and Mini Mooka. Now, I always constantly see people talking about Bitzel and how Bitzel's MCC 6 winning video still has not come out. It's been over a year, Bitzel. What's going on? Everyone's excited to see it, and I think everyone's going to be excited to see Bitzel come back to the event. I don't know how well this team will do. I really don't. Mini Mooka's kind of been in and out of the event, hasn't been in a few for a while. I feel like this team is probably one of the least experienced teams of the entire event. Like, they've played in the least amount of events overall. But again, I am just guessing. In my last video, I said that Pete hasn't won for a while, and he won MCC 17. So clearly, I just forget things all the time. Statistically, I think the weakest team in the event, but I don't think that's going to stop them from putting in work. Who knows how well they can do? I think it's going to be a chaotic team. I know Mini Mooka really well, and I know he is actual chaos. And look at his picture. He looks like chaos, right? He brings the energy. So I'm excited to see them. Don't know where they're going to finish. I have absolutely no clue. Next up, we have Blue, which is made up of H-Bomb, Fruit Berries, Rendog, and False Symmetry. Or as you may better know them, the MCC 9 Blue Bats, baby. That's right. They're back. You probably remember this team as being the team that absolutely dominated survival games. I feel like they were one of the first teams to ever do it, clocking 7,200 coins in a single game, and their entire team being first place, second place, third place, fourth place individually. Can they do it again? I don't know. It was honestly wild, but I think this is going to be a fan favorite team and one to really look out for. I'm looking forward to seeing H on a super cool, strong team, and I think it's going to be an absolute blast. Next up, we have another returning winning team, the winners of MCC number 1. MCC 1, which I believe was November 17th, so this will be as close as we can get to a 2-year anniversary event. Can the Purple Pandas do it again? Kratzy, Michael Mutchill, King Burren, and Kara Corvus. Gonna be an interesting one for sure. I do think this team's probably gotten stronger over the time. Kratzy's really coming to his own as well. He's always been very good, but he actually pops off. I think Kratzy's close to being S tier, in my personal opinion, so I'm really looking forward to seeing them. I think going to be strong in PvP games, with Kratzy probably taking the lead. I actually don't think it's a terrible build mart team, so maybe it could be a build mart vote from this team as well. Only time will tell. And the last team for this event is the Pink Parrots. You are getting as close to Sleepy Boys as we can get. I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed that Technoblade is not playing in this event. Same goes for Vicstar, who's actually not in it. I've been seeing a lot of speculation about how people said Techno was going to be in it and Techno was not going to be in it, and all I know is that Technoblade is not in the event. So this is as close as you can get to Sleepy Boys. Tommy Innit, Wilbur, Filzer, and Tubbo. I think Tubbo's a perfect fit as well, since he gets on with everybody so well. This is about as good a chemistry team as you can get. Now, I think truly, I've said this a few times about a team with Tommy, Wilbur, and Filzer. Will they play for the win or will they play for content? And with this one being a non-canon, we could get a lot of content out of it, but they could also be going for the big old W as well. So only time will tell. Those are your teams for MCC All-Stars. Now let's take a look at how the numbers look in a simulator. So as you can see here, we have everybody all in their teams. So just so you guys can see, I actually have JoJo Solos as SB737 and I have Blushy as Tubbo. Now the reason I chose those is because they're both around the 2,200 mark, and I do think that's where these guys will come in coins. So I'm looking forward to seeing this team, especially. Cyan, I think, is going to be one of my favorite teams to watch of all time. And what a great opportunity for JoJo and Blushy to show that they are all... I mean, I know it's another non-canon event, but to show that they are capable of competing with the main roster. And hopefully we can actually see them in a canon event going forward as well. So you can see here that the average is quite clearly Dream's team is wildly ahead, with my team actually being in second by about 400 coins. If you look to last event, it's one of the most disgusting scores I've ever seen. 11,080 coins. Actually vile. Like, absolutely insane. You can see my team actually drops if you go to last event, but I will say that me and Shovel had pretty weak events in MCC 18. I definitely underperformed, and I think that we can both pull this back and get way back up there. I'm looking for all of our team to be in the top 15 for this event. The overall range of averages is 2,032, so the lowest team is 2,032 away from the highest team, which really isn't even that unbalanced, by the way, just to clarify, because I've been seeing a lot of things on Twitter about how the teams are unbalanced. Scott even had to make a Reddit post, and it makes no sense to me. I think the teams are fine, and I don't know why people are so annoyed about it, because I love taking on a strong competitor, and if that's Dream's team, I'm just as scared of Cyan as I am of Red. I'm just as scared of Lime as I am of Red. All right, there's a lot of great teams in this event, so I don't really see the issue, personally. So I've just randomly guessed some of the games that come up here. I've got Parkour Tag, then Ace Race, Sky Battle Survival Games, Hole in the Wall Build Mart, Rocket Spleef, Grid Runners. I'm just dying for a Grid Runners finale. I think that'd be so fun. Obviously, everyone like literally sprinting against each other to win the event would be really cool to me. As you can see, if we had this game order, the winner is actually yellow. And the runner-up is pink, leaving Red not even in the running here. But if we come across, you can actually see here. So you can see here that to get to Dodgeball, it's a 50-50 chance for me, my team Yellow, and Red team apparently. And then to win, Red would win 97.8% of the time, which is quite a scary statistic. But we don't care about stats here. Well, no, we do. We really care about stats. But, you know, we are going to have a Keys to Victory video out. So people are going to be able to see what game order they should be running in. And yeah, it's going to be a really fun one. I'm super excited to see what's going on. Obviously, again, huge thanks to Ultra Sheeplord for updating the spreadsheet, because there was some unresolved statistics which he fixed in time for me to make this video. So massive thank you to Sheeplord for sorting this out for me. Overall, I think we're going to have a close event. Let's get into my predictions, because everybody loves those. So after taking a little bit of time and working out who I think is going to do well in this event, obviously, this is very early. We do not know the games yet, and I do think there might be some curveballs for the All-Stars event, so these may change just before the event. Who knows? But off the top of my head, I'm going to put Aqua in last, purely just because they've been kind of inconsistent with being in events, and it's been a while since they've been together. I mean, maybe they'll pop off, and I'll be completely stupid again like I was last event, but who knows, all right? Then I have orange, purple, lime, green, pink, but I think pink could do a couple of places higher or a couple of places lower. Blue, Cyan, I'm expecting a massive pop-off from. Red in second, and I'm backing myself for that first place. It's been a while since I've backed myself for first place, all right? But I truly believe that this yellow team is actually very strong, and with the right games, we genuinely can go on to win the event. Will we win Dodgeball versus Red if we got to that situation? I don't know. Realistically, on paper, maybe not. But we'd give it a good old try, all right? Now, I'm also going to quickly show you what Owen's predictions were. Owen actually gave me his top 10. So let's see how different they are to mine. Okay, so this is Owen's top 10, and it's interesting because we do see some difference. And Owen did give reasons for all of these, but the video would get quite long if I went through every single one. But basically, a similar reasoning. Aqua put in the bottom because Minimuka and Bitzel haven't played in Season 2, which is a big disadvantage coming into this. And of course, he's got the guys in Cyan in first because he was also in MCC Rising, and he's got a root for those fellow MCC Risers. So that's it for my predictions. Now I'm going to hand the video off over to Animagician and Owen to wrap it up. They're going to talk you through why they like the teams that they like. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you're excited for this event, and subscribe to our channel if you're new. I've been Seapeekay, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Hiya, Annie here, and look, I'm not sure if these opinions are correct or not, so feel free to roast me in the comments below if I say something dumb. However, I think this is almost a crime to not recognize that the Red Rabbits, which is Dream, Sap, George, and Bad, are one of the, if not the strongest MCC team we've ever seen. They beat the SBI team, which dominated in MCC4, and by a lot, with two of the best players in the event, Dream and Sapnap, and George and Bad being not half bad at all. That being said, on the day of the event, I'll be rooting for the Blue Bats. Call it nostalgia, but there's just something about this team which makes me feel like they're going to pull off some sort of insane clutch and get to dodgeball and win the event. Can't wait for you lot to end my career in the comment section below, and with that, I'll hand it over to Owen.
Thanks very much, Callum. The pink team are very much in my line of sight for potential winners for this MCC. With Tommy on Sky Battle, Philza on Hole in the Wall, Wilbur on Build Mart, Tubbo on Survival Games, they are such a versatile team in pretty much any order they're going to boss. However, it would be amiss of me not to say that I'm rooting for Cyan. We all saw how hard Blushies and Jojo went in on MCCR. That was their first ever MCC event. Think of how cracked they're going to be this time. And with the two titans of players that are Puns and Captain Puffy, that they're going to win. They're just going to win.